Been driving myself mad all the way home. I kind of thought I was going to get finished early, and you do get finished early, but I had a good job. I had a good day. 2 jobs, both went off absolutely like clockwork, and I picked one up. I was in Milton Mowbray, admittedly, I had to drive to Milton Keynes. Got one in the morning from Manchester. But those that have been tuning into the channel will know we've had a few casualties with the truck recently. The step has now been done. The fiberglass has now been done down there. And the bar around the other side where I smashed it at Pinewood Studios has also been done. But the thing is with the motor at the moment, it's a very hodgepodge. I mean, what I'll do is I'll probably do a photo on one side. This is one side. This is the other side. And then you can do a spot the difference. For those of you that have worked it, I've given one away. The step's grey when it should be blue. This is blue when it should be silver. The other side is silver. And the wheels, let me show you these wheels. Let me just show you these wheels. Now they had these metal things on them, which are in here. Hang on. The metal things in here. That's the wrong key. That's the right key. They both look the same. These things, wheel surrounds. They're a bit tight. But I've had Mark take them off, because what troubles me about these wheels, they look like the wheels from a clown car. Now that is partly because when they said what colour do you want the wheel nut indicators, do you want yellow ones or do you want blue ones or red ones, I thought red might be a jaunty colour. Yeah, no. So they're going to go on John's truck, which is white. It's all white and red. That'll look fine. That'll look surgical. That'll be lovely. I've got green ones to go on that, but what I've got to do is I've got to take them indicators off. And then I've got some silver paint. It's called Rust-Oleum. The kid told me that she's the interior design mob in the family. So you want to try this Rust-Oleum, Dad? It's good paint. So what I've got to do is got to paint the lorry. But I thought I was going to get back earlier than I have, and I haven't. But I'm running the lorries this week because Al and Jem are on holiday, and I kind of want it done. So I know what you're supposed to do. We've had this conversation before. You're supposed to sand it and prep it and clean it and all that. And it's one of those, if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing well. And as a result of which, I haven't got the time to do it, so the job doesn't get done. And I want it done. So I'm going to go with a Pete philosophy, that if a job's worth doing, it's worth doing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to brush it and paint it. It's probably going to be an absolute catastrophe, because pretty much everything I ever do is, but it always seems to come out all right in the end. Normally after you've messed it up and then paid the mechanic to do it properly for you. But watch this space, we'll see how we get on. Right, here we are at the back. I've had a look at what we've got. In the back of it, we've got the brush in the lorry. We've got also the pallet waste. That's got to be repainted out again. That's showing through again. My beautiful invisible mending. I've got the brush in the lorry. We've got a couple of removal blankets. I might be doing right to wipe the most of it off. We've got Amazon paint, Rust-Oleum, which is, I hope it's the right colour. I haven't even checked this yet. Gotta be in it, Amazon. Delivery drivers, I love a delivery driver. They're good at this stuff. So I bought 3 because I have a tendency. Now, metallic, brilliant finish, chrome no less. Lovely. Yeah, it's for outside, isn't it? I suppose. I hope so. It's going to wash off when it rains otherwise. Fast drying, that's good, because I'm mucking around. Yeah, and I've got some stuff over here. I've got behind where we parked the lorry. I found some pallets and a bit of cardboard. That'll do to spray them wheelie things. And of course, to document the whole thing, head cam. Fantastic. Let's go. Let's try doing the circular things first. Right, the first thing to do is going to be to grab them circular wheelie things out of the lorry. Send boys out. And a brush. I'll give them a spray. Right, for this bit, I've got some confidence. I think I'm going to be all right. That's us. Right, so what I'm going to do, peel away this piece of cardboard that I found behind the truck. There we go. I mean, I might not get it all done in one hit. These bits here, apparently I've secured to the lorry by these 2 bits. I've got Mark to unbolt them, and he's put the red clown indicators on. So we just, where's the brush? Right, we should just give that a little, quite a lot of I know you're supposed to wash them and clean them and all that, but I'm kind of busy. And I do believe, again, as I've said before, it might not look perfect. It might not look 100%. It might look 80%. It might look 60%. But 60% is better than nothing. So we're going to give these a spray now. Just do the can, the handy ball bearing, backwards and forwards. Does it make any difference? I'm sure it probably makes lots of difference. Can I be bothered to do it? What do I look like? You know, I do look like a member of the Mavericks. Remember the Macaroni band? I've got a guitar, can't play that one either, let alone the records. Right, let's give it a spray, see what happens. Here we go. Try out a bit of cardboard first, you know, I'll test it and make sure it's alright. Looks very chromey. Right, I'm going to do what a child does. Spray it. That's coming out alright. That's quite nice, that look. Terrific. Well, 2 chrome wheel arches now. What the thing about them is I can probably leave them there because that's where I park my lorry behind it. No one's really going to know they're there. No one's going to be that bothered about it. Give them a chance to dry off and then get them in the back of the motor ready for Mark to refit. Saturday. Cool. Now I've had a look at the inside of this wheel with a little brush and it's dirty. It's like really dirty. And what you need to do is to get a brush in with a bucket, some soapy water, some clean water, and then paint it. I ain't got any of that. I haven't got a bucket. I can probably get my hands on some water. But what we have got wet wipes. I'm sure this is exactly how the professionals do it. Now what they do is they get a wet wipe, look, and they just go like that. And yeah, that's black. Underneath is blue. Do you know what? I kind of joking apart, thought that that might be a gag, but actually, that's working. Let's get this off. Well, look, it's far from perfect, but it's cleaner. It's, you know, I've managed to get a lot of the muck off and all this kind of, you know, I mean, I'll probably do a little bit more maybe. I think what I do now is to get it masked up so we don't get silver paint on the tyres. I mean, look, there's still muddy bits here, there and everywhere, aren't there? But I'm going to paint it. So you're going to see them. I know everyone's screaming at me, but if you're going to paint it, you can't see the muddy bits. The muddy bits are underneath. And if they do come through, I'll clean them again and spray them again. Maybe I'll spend a bit more time just doing this a little bit. And then we're going to get them red things off and give it a spray. I'll find a way to plug these holes. Or do I? Yeah, I need to find, maybe we can stick something behind them. Like a bit of cardboard. Grab a bit of cardboard, shove that behind it. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing as usual. Make a mess of things as usual. Get some of that muck off there. It's just time. I wish I had more time. Even then I'd still probably do it wrong. I've got a box with the new ones in at the back of the car. Thought we'd better check the size first, haven't we? Keep this bag and let's send this bag to send it up to John with his new ones. Double check they fit. Yes, they do. They look more lorry-ish. Also, what I thought I could do is to tear the bits off the box. These bits here. Get off. Standard, what is it? And maybe stick them behind. Will that work? I don't know. There's calipers and stuff behind there. I said to Mark, will I do any damage? He said no. And he does know me. He knows I have a tendency to destroy things. We want to shove it, we want to block it with something, don't we? Kind of like that. Nah, rubbish. Right, I've had a little think. And we're going to go for the go hard or go home option, which is I'm going to just cover the wheel. I don't want to get any silver paint on the wheel. That could look really bad. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spray it. But I'm just going to try and spray in little areas. That way, I'm hoping not to get too much through the holes. If it turns out to be a catastrophe, well, we might have to go back to the older piece of cardboard or try and stuff it full of these things. See, that kind of works like that, doesn't it? How many have I got though? So what you could do is you could spray one bit, and then when it's done, grab that out, do the next one. I'm liking the idea of that. I am liking the idea. Let's give that a go. I have to do each hole individually. Might be a bit painful, but let's try that. Let's see what happens. Right, here we go. If you go at an angle, it does actually get too far behind. I smell the paint, smells bananas. See that one there? It's sort of, you've got a little bit, but it's not too bad. We might be alright. I'll leave that one there anyway. Let's take that out, let's see what happens. Lucky I bought 3 things. That looks alright to me. I mean, I'm bound to miss bits, but I get a little bit of a tire here and there. A bit of white off, maybe. I've got a cough naturally anyway. The rain will knock it off, but yeah, that's alright. Now, other bits, like these blue bits here, they've got to go. These bits have got to go. I think we might just go for the painty thing. Let's see what happens. Wonderful. That's like, it's just come out of the factory, look. It is absolutely spotless. Virtually spotless. That doesn't actually work, does it, virtually spotless? Like fresh frozen. Or sports personality. I think they call them oxymorons. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I actually think it actually marries up quite well. Let's go and do some more wheels. So that's the back wheel cleaned and masked to a fashion. Got to give this one a spray now. Still on the same can. Probably easier to get in the inside first, I should think. Now I did check it. Oh, there's bits there. Oh, these are going to flake off. But I did check with Mark first to make sure it's okay to paint, and there's nothing in here that I can do any damage to. And he said no. In fact, he said he'd done it himself in one of Shaw's motors or someone else's, and he said it come up really well. So. But they probably actually made an effort to clean it first. Having said all of that, I think that's looking rather nice to me. Might be getting a little bit low on the paint now. I bought 3 cans, and I think 3 cans is probably about right. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll do its usual thing. It's just like bits will break off, a bit there. That'll peel off and bits will come through like they've done on the side of the curtain with pallet ways. But what I'll do then is then we'll go in for a second strike, and it might be easier second time round. It might be, and it's one of those things, isn't it? It's kind of, is it something that a blind man on a galloping horse is going to notice? I want you hopefully put into that distribution centre with your big silver wheels, and you go, oh, look at him and his nice tiny motor with his mismatched step and bumper that actually works now, and bars which aren't bent. On the subject of which, I'm going to do the side of these bars next. Yeah, I should clean them. Got to clean them. Get me wet wipes. Give them a little clean. I was going to take this to the car wash. That would have made some sense. Do what I did last time. Take it down and get it washed first. But it wasn't on my way home. I'm honest. It probably wasn't even that far. Look at that. It's blue, isn't it? It probably wasn't even that far out of my way home. But just can't be bothered. And it's a score. And why bother cleaning something you're going to paint anyway? No, that's nonsense. Definitely shouldn't. This is definitely not the way to do this. Having said that, keep saying that. So yeah, Mr. Silvery. Right, have a look at that. We got your shiny silver wheels, but that used to be blue. It's now silver. They used to be blue. They're now silver. It matches. Quite honestly, I don't think it looks half bad. I mean, pallet ways that's now starting to fade through because obviously I didn't buy enough paint. It's proving to be a bit of a disaster, but that's going to have to be done too. But for this bit, I could go a bit mad with this paint. I'd end up with this chrome silver lorry. It looked like a spaceship. Like, is there life on Mars coming at you? Something like that. I'm going to go do the other side. Get a bit under there. There we go. It's not even masking tape, is it? It's carpet tape. So, it's doing a trick, I've got to say. Always carry this with me. Certain things you always carry. WD-40, tape and a hammer. If it moves, and it shouldn't, wrap tape around it. If it doesn't move, and it should, no, sorry, moves and it shouldn't, spray oil on it. If it doesn't move, and it should, hang on. If it moves and it shouldn't, put tape around it. And if neither of those works, hit it with a hammer. And if that doesn't work, don't worry, because it was broken anyway. And that's normally the way I tend to work. I tend to be the guy that does the job and then gets the profession in and pay them double the amount of money to do the job that I've just trashed and made worse than it would have been if I just got them in the first place. Right, that's sprayed round down again now. Right, wheel number 3, and we're still on can number 1. Not for much longer up here, but here we go. If you've got any painter friends, please don't show them this video. It will probably give them nightmares. Oh no! What's he doing now? You can't do that. You can't spray in the wind. You can't spray without knocking that thing down first. I assume the nuts are going to be right. I can't see why they wouldn't be. You get a torque wrench on those, I think it'll break it off pretty quickly. I'm getting near the end of can number 1. I've got to be honest with you, I'm actually more than happy about. I had no idea how long it lasts. Also, you have that tendency to think, have I bought too much paint? Well, I think we've ascertained that I never do that. Or maybe I'll paint the brake calipers red. Make it look like a Ferrari. It's not going to look like a Ferrari. Right, let's have a go at this long bit, shall we? time for can number 2. I wonder if there's a professional, proper way of doing this. You know, kind of I mean, you know, other than the fact that you're supposed to do it in a room that's dust free and all that, and clean it properly. I didn't even clean the post this time. I should have done, but then it occurred to me, if I'm spraying this great big space all the way down, what difference is it going to be if I don't clean the post up a bit first? And also I kind of forgot. That's going to be a bit runny. Oh well. Yeah. White actually. That one there's got a bit. Nearly run out of my wet wipes. I think the people at Pimp might be in for a few extra quid. Look at that, perfect. Invisible menu, you never know. Oh, I wonder actually, there's a little sign there that says Adblue didn't pay the fill. Just going to take that off of that. Yeah, no, it's got silver paint on it. Oh, right on the paint of it. Oh, like a wonderful thing, right? That could be like a Banksy. Maybe that's my next job, a new vocation. Sort of street art murals depicting you know, poignant things that are going on in the community at the moment. Or maybe, probably, I'll just stick to driving a truck and not painting. Right, that's, oh wait, I nearly missed it. That's the kind of thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to think it's all done. And come back and realise there's a whopping great bit that I missed. That's really stupid. There we go. Hey, got the bit that's already silver. Don't forget a bit of the blue in there as well. There we go. Right, let's just do the final wheel and we'll have a look and see what we think. Right, wheel number 4, here we go. Well, that's it. That was easy. I really thought that'd be a lot more grief than it was. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll probably come back tomorrow and find out the lorry's exploded. But, what I'm going to do now, we did about 10.5 to do all that, like that's for the sidebars, the petrol tank, I'm supposed to do the petrol tank, and all 4 wheels. So what I'm going to do now, probably leave the tape on. No, that's a bad idea, isn't it? Yeah, we'll take the tape off, we'll leave it to, let's take this thing off. Well, that's it done. I think what we're going to do now, I'm going to back it into space, leave it to like dry overnight and stuff like that. We'll have a look at it in the morning, and if there's any bits that need touching up, we'll touch them up. And then the next thing we've got to do, of course, is paint the curtain. But I mean, joking apart, it don't look that bad to me. We'll probably do like a final walk around once it's all done up properly, but yeah, I'm actually quite content. But then I am easily placed. So, curtain next. Here we go. And in the meantime, take care, take money.